Everything you have ever accomplished began as a thought. You control your thoughts. Quote from one of my favorite books, James Allen's As a Man Thinketh. Back in 2010, a few months after starting my career as a car salesman, I experienced a paradigm shift. My world got rocked. On this boring afternoon with not many customers and not much going on, my hiring manager, a finance manager, and a fellow car salesman and I were killing time at the front door of the showroom. At the time, the star power left me in awe. I'm sitting next to the legendary car sales manager who hired me, as well as someone else with the talent to receive that coveted promotion to the finance department, as well as a tenured and well-decorated veteran car salesman. And there I was, 23, broke, naive, and googly-eyed at what these men had achieved. Of course I was going to drink their Kool-Aid. Ryan, you graduated from Wake Forest University. You're too smart not to see what's going on here. What? What can they mean by that? Naivete comes with a blissful ignorance. One in which some painfully obvious things fly right over your head. Ryan, you may be smart, but you aren't a blue blood. You'll never be a general manager one day. You have to be born into that. My guttural reaction to being told I couldn't do something went as you would expect. I utterly disagreed. A fire lit inside me to achieve the status of GM one day, if nothing else, just to prove these knuckleheads wrong. Ryan, this is the game. This is the carrot they'll dangle in front of you. You'll do what? Work for 20 plus years, slaving away, making them money, missing time with your family and friends, all to get passed over because you don't share a last name with the owner? Until that point in my life, no one had ever mapped out the game of office politics to me. That fire that they had just lit inside of me, they squelched a mere few sentences later. And that lonely feeling of being stuck in the mud sunk in. I didn't want to get promoted. That sounded awful. But I can't leave. I can't find income like this somewhere else. Especially in 2010 with a psychology degree. What do? I guess I just buckle down and work hard and hope things just somehow come together for me. And that is what I wanted to share with you today. That moment, that exact moment, and that mindset. While my day basically got ruined, something broke within me that never fully repaired. My psychology broke, and in all the right ways. You see, that process is called a limiting belief. This idea that I would never become a GM because I wasn't born into it has no bearing on reality. Ironically, the gentleman that held the next position up from GM at that very store we all worked in was a complete outsider. In fact, the entire organization we worked for was littered with non-blue bloods, if you will. Did nepotism exist? Probably. Plenty of folks with convenient last names held positions they may or may not have deserved. But that's not the point. Plenty, if not the majority, of organizations experience nepotism, cronyism, or some form of non-meritocracy where basically, the better the politician, the higher the promotion. The point here is that even within this organization, plenty of well-deserving employees rightfully received the promotions they deserved. So what happened here? In that moment, someone else's limiting beliefs was imprinted onto my psychology. My response? I won Honda Gold my first full fiscal year selling 240 cars. I learned everything I could until I found the next step. I also, while not in that moment, but because of that moment, realized I didn't want to be a GM. I wanted my name on the side of the building. Flash forward a decade plus later, and what happened? Well, Ian and I bootstrapped the business to now 20 mobile home parks as of this recording, and I did get my name on the side of the building, so to speak. Those three knuckleheads? Well, the finance manager got his promotion to a sales manager. My hiring manager still holds the same title, albeit at a different store, one in a more fun location, according to him. And the veteran, well, rumor has it he was forced into an early retirement. Sometimes I think about going back to the dealership or hunting down my old bosses and colleagues and saying things like, "Look at me now," or "You were wrong about me." But why? I can almost guarantee what they'd say. It would go something like, "Ryan did that because he was smart," or insert other advantage I had that they didn't. And thus, the cycle of limiting beliefs and ego shields continues. Again, everything you have ever accomplished began as a thought. You control your thoughts. For this mid-month wisdom, I want to say this. Why listen to someone who doesn't have what you want? Would you get advice from a plumber about your taxes? Or hire a dentist to fix your floors? Generally speaking, of course. No! You absolutely wouldn't! You have a toothache? Talk to a dentist. Your floors cave in? Hire a contractor. You want to make $1 million? Talk to a millionaire. Stop listening to dissenting opinions about your dreams from people that have never and probably will never achieve what you seek. Remember, like James Allen said, your thoughts become your actions. I am not saying not to be respectful or friendly with people who don't have what you want. I'm just saying, don't let their limiting beliefs become your limiting beliefs.